Welcome back, System Warriors. Welcome to another edition of the Pedal to the Metal podcast. I am one of your hosts, as the Eroica likes to say, Banimal Mother, because I am no longer on System Wars. But as always, the Master Shredder, the super genius behind Pedal to the Metal, Heil68. Heil, how you doing today?
That's good, but the Master Shredder's heroic, so
Oh,
yeah, it's
Master
mixed up.
Shredder's Eroica.
Yeah,
It's
he's a
been a
guitar
long
player,
time.
or the good guitar player at least. So
You're just a shredder in general. You just
yeah,
shred
something like
you just
that.
shred shit up. How you been, brother?
Good. How about yourself?
Good, good, good. Last week's podcast we talked about my accident. I'm finally starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel with the insurance. And yeah, I've been playing a lot of video games, a lot of decent video games too. So that's been really fucking awesome. And with us, a friend to Pedal to the Metal, a Dark Mind Slayer. How you doing this evening, buddy?
Pretty good. Can't say I'm any kind of shredder. I've dabbled in the kazoo a bit, but
You're just the you're just the master of BBCs. I'm sorry, it has to be brought up, right?
we don't talk about that anymore.
Was it that, like, did your girlfriend leave you? Did she find the pictures online and say, "What is going on? Who are you?
uh,
Who
it
are
was
you? Tell us."
okay. I am the master of the BBC. No, I'm kidding.
What was
Uh,
that?
Never mind.
Never mind. All right. So, anyways, on the dock tonight, we're talking lots and lots of video games. Maybe some hardware stuff because Darkspine has got some kind of interesting things. Heil, why don't you kick us off? What have you been playing?
Recently I've
Oh,
been
wait.
playing. I got Grand Theft Auto 5 for the PS4. I've
Oh,
been trying to.
did? How is that?
Yeah, I think it's really good. Really good so far. I haven't really dove too deep into it. I got through GameFly. I'm still trying to finish up Far Cry 4. Finally got the airport mission, so I think 18 out of 32 main missions done. So
Not bad.
still plugging away at that. So those are the two main ones I'm playing.
Did you buy Far Cry 4? Or did you
Yeah, I
rent it
bought
through
that one day
Okay.
one.
Are you just taking your time with it, or what's going
I
on?
am, yeah. I'm getting make sure to try to get all the upgrades and because you can pretty much get all the perks and all the weapon and I guess pack or ammo carrier upgrades before you head to like I guess the end game content. So that's kind of nice. So yeah, I really like it. But I know it's not a big adjustment from three, but I really enjoyed three. The co-op is fantastic though. By the way, they really got that right that way. You can't play your single player missions, but all the outposts and um, other little side missions like hunting and
Like
ra-
defuse the bomb, the
yeah, all that.
races.
It's not so rigid, and actually the connection works. It works wonderfully, and it's really fun. The outposts themselves, you can replay those over and over to try for better scores. Give really endless replayability. I'm pretty sure you can co-op other people's creations too. I'm not 100% sure. I know, of course, you can play them yourself, but I'm not sure if you can co-op them.
I think you can download their maps, their outposts and stuff.
I really like it though. I'm happy I bought it.
Have you started GTA 5 yet, or
Yeah, I got to.
how does it look? Because that's one of the things that we haven't really discussed on Pedal to the Metal, because none of us has bought it.
I mean, the
Um,
first-person shooter, the first-person mode's a novelty. I mean, it doesn't. At least as far as shooting, I never got the vibe or the groove where it's just as good as
the third
a normal
person.
first-person shooter.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think the graphics are that much of an update. To me, I don't think so. But I enjoyed it so much that I wanted to play it again. So
I know a couple people that have owned it. They say that it's really just a miraculous achievement in graphics. They say it looks really good. I've seen it through SharePlay, so I can't say for sure. But Darkspine, real quick, Heil, you been playing anything else? Just
Uh,
plugging away at those two.
Pretty much those two. I played Diablo still, Diablo 3 a little bit with Eroica and uh,
Get your yayas out.
yeah, yep,
Yeah. Last time we played, I fell asleep
yeah.
like a big baby. I fell asleep with my big diaper on. So.
I think it's endless playability in that game too. So
Oh yeah, Diablo 3 is just limitless, like the movie with Bradley Cooper. Darkspine, what about you? How you doing, baby?
Oh, pretty good.
What
What am
about
I?
you? What have you been playing?
How much time you got?
A
Uh,
lot. Well, listen, pedal to the metal, baby. Listen, we push the
yeah.
brake. I mean, we push the gas, and we don't stop.
What's a break? Is
There
there
is
a
no
break?
such thing as brakes and pedal to the metal.
Okay. Um, fuck. The Pokemon Omega Ruby mostly.
What
It's
system is that for? I have never played Omega Ruby.
it's the 3DS. It's the latest one. It
Oh,
is.
the remake.
Yeah, the remake one.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a
How's that?
See, it's kind of a weird it's kind of in a weird place with me. It's like for every kind of interesting novel change they did to it, it kind of fucks another thing up that leaves me shaking my head. What have you done?
What what did they change? Because I
Uh,
never played that game. So like, explain to people, explain to the listeners, like, God damn it, my chair just broke. Um, explain to listeners what they've changed from the original and how they've changed it, or what tweaks they've made at least. Like, did they add any new Pokemon or Pokemon?
uh, not no, not really. It's a remake. It's still in the same generation as X and Y. It's like the same Pokemon. It's, it's almost like it is very much a remake of the GBA ones back in the day. But other than like the new mechanics and stuff, they've kind of I don't know. It kind of has a bit of that hand holding vibe that X and Y gave you. It's like one of the examples that I just shook my head at the time was at one point in the game, like you're wandering into a town along your road, and in the GBA one, it would leave you alone to talk to the people in town, find out what's going on. Oh, like the evil team, whatever your version is, stole a meteorite. You got to go chase them to this cave. The remake, it doesn't. It kind of treats its players a little bit like children in that way. It grabs you and forces you into this conversation to tell you where you need to go. Sometimes it'll just offer to teleport you right along, and
No, really?
yeah, it's
Isn't that the point of those games though? The exploration and the battling and the
the exploring the world and finding the adventure yourself. And that's kind of my biggest gripe with it is it doesn't seem comfortable letting players do that this time.
writing your own story with your Pokemon.
Yeah,
It doesn't let you do that.
it's
Where it holds your hand in more of those stories.
yeah, it holds your hand a lot more. If whoever yells spoiler, screw off. It's like several months after release. There's a point kind of
Yeah,
in the
real quick. Sometimes you this is a disclaimer. You may get spoiled. Turn off the podcast now and turn it on in 5 minutes. And if you haven't played Pokemon Omega Red, or what is it, Ruby Red?
Omega Ruby, whatever.
Omega Ruby Red, the Wicked Witch edition. The game's been out for years now, anyways. So
Electric Boogaloo.
yeah,
I was actually going to spoil something they changed just in this version. So
spoil it anyway. Spoilers
yeah,
start
spoil
now.
spoil it anyway. There's a point about mid game where they just give you one of the legendary Pokemon that in the original game you would have to chase this fucker across the continent just to try to catch him. They just fucking give them to you this time.
No,
It's just like
really?
what are you? Yes.
Oh man, that doesn't sound like fun.
Like I said, some of the changes they made is just like leaves me shaking my head. Overall, it's a very nice game. It's very well paced.
Why do you think they made those hand-holdy changes? Is it just because it's a newer generation and games have changed, or is it that they want to speed the process along for people who have played it and like they don't want those people to get bogged down in a shitty fetch quest across the continent that they've done before? Or do you think they do it for kids?
It's probably a little bit of both. I can see like kids and kind of more casual audiences, they didn't really enjoy the roaming Pokemon aspect. They've actually kind of gotten rid of that for a couple of games. The remakes would have been like the first time it would have been back in forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's I don't know. It's just I wouldn't call it really streamlining. I mean, the originals did have a big kind of complaint with all the backtracking and the vast amounts of water you had to deal with.
Yeah, there was a like I played a Pokemon. I mean, I stopped at the Leaf Green version. Like, so I'm like way back as far as the Pokemon games go.
Yeah.
I tried playing Soul Silver. I got about like the problem with Pokemon is I play about halfway through and then something else grabs my interest. Because Pokemon is a long RPG where you're just battling teams of 3. Like, I get the appeal of leveling up your characters and all this other stuff. But special guest Minish Drive-By has just joined us. I get the appeal, but it's something that can't hold my attention for long periods of time anymore. And like even for somebody like me, like Pokemon, it diminishes, and even now in Dragon Age, it's starting to diminish a little bit. I'm starting to be like, this is getting a little long in the tooth. Like, I get it; it's a good game, it has good mechanics, but like 30 hours in or 20 hours in, you're just like,
Yeah, I'm finding as I get less and less time to game, I'm becoming one of those gamers that bounces around to like 6 or 7 or 8 different titles at a time. On that note, I'm still I'm still playing Smash. I'm still unreasonably in love with Amiibos.
how many Amiibos do you have?
Too many. Too many.
Too many. Minish Drive-By, how you doing this evening, buddy?
Hey man, how's it going?
Good. Say hi to all the listeners out there.
Hello everybody.
So you have too many Amiibo. No, seriously, how many? Like, all right. So ultimately, like, all right, you don't have to nerd out for all the ladies listening, but how do the Amiibos exactly work? I know that they sit on the gamepad, but what is it? Is it just like a special CPU that learns how to fight, or is it just like some kind of RFID character or statuette that just holds statistics for a specific CPU? That CPU being the character that they're releasing.
Is I'm not entirely sure of how it works internally myself.
Not even internally. Like, what's the point of the Amiibo? Is essentially what I'm asking.
The point of the Amiibo is you tap these characters on the gamepad. They'll pop into Smash mode. You can have like you'll play around with them, and you'll train them. They'll start at level 1. They'll be like terrible. You'll be kicking their ass. About level 25, it'll even out a bit more. It'll fight like maybe a level 9 computer player from like the usual computer.
So sorry to interrupt. So it's essentially a fighter you can bring past the CPU level of 9 that you can just keep training and training and training.
Yeah, you keep training it. You keep training it. It depending on how you train it, it'll learn to fight in different ways. It'll be like there was someone who decided to grab a Pikachu and try to teach it to only use Thunder ever.
Okay, did it work?
No, but it did like compared to a level 9 CPU, it used Thunder like so much more. It was ridiculous. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. I'm trying to find an image.
Like, cause I have Smash for my Wii U, and I haven't bought an Amiibo yet. Like, I've been curious just to pick one up to see how it goes. But
yeah, it's an interesting experiment. Even if you don't like get right into it and enjoy the collecting aspect, like I like these little figures too. I just dropped a picture in chat of my Amiibo as soon as it uploads. I kind of like collecting them for the figures. I also enjoy fighting with them. Like, they get damn good. Like, these things get to level 50, they consistently destroy me.
So what?
It's
Like, are they just meant for like party modes for like 8-player Smash and just smashing with your friends to bring them in?
you can use them like that if you like need to fill out a roster. That's
There's a
yeah.
big. I'm just showing the podcast your image here. You have them all basically right now.
Not even close.
How many have they released so far? I thought
It's
they
like
were
20
starting
or
to
something.
like 20.
I think.
I'm happy.
I'm just guesstimating.
I'm just guessing. They released
Yeah.
70.
Yeah, man.
No, but
It's like
you know.
Pokemon. There's 798 of
Oh,
them.
good
I
God!
think I think right now they've released about half of the roster,
What is that like?
if
24 characters?
something like that.
What I'm very happy with about the Amiibos is how good. Like, they're not just like shitty little action figures with RFID chips in the bottom. They are well crafted mini statuettes of each character.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I love collecting them. They're decently high detail for the price. Like,
For
if
12, how much are they in dollary dues or Canadian bucks?
they're about 14 up here.
Okay, they're $12.99 down here in the
Yeah,
U.S. Yeah, so not too big a difference.
like especially the simpler ones like Kirby, like they're very nicely detailed. And you pick up Donkey Kong, he's got a nice weight to him. He feels like you'd expect Donkey Kong to feel.
Yeah, I'm looking at your picture that you posted, and it's got like the Donkey Kong model has like looks like hair.
It looks like the
on
tufts,
it, you know?
the tufts of
Yeah,
fur. Yeah, like they're
that's pretty cool.
very high detailed characters, and that's one thing. Like, I don't praise
Yeah.
Nintendo often, but I'm very like proud of them for not just being like, okay, we'll just throw out these characters like the
Yeah.
Disney Infinity or the Skylanders. They
Mhm.
really put thought and effort into this stuff, which is really awesome for Smash and people that enjoy this. I'm gonna pick one up someday soon. I don't know
I joined.
when.
I joined the conversation a little late. Have you guys talked about like the supply shortage, like
Nope.
Nintendo?
There's a funny article I actually read on that about a week or two ago. There are people out there that are just mass stocking Amiibos
Yeah.
so people can't buy them. I find that to be a little like
Yeah.
one of the people who was interviewed, he said that he just hates people playing those characters and hearing people talk about those
Yeah,
characters
Rosalina
so much.
and Luma.
Exactly. Those were the
Yeah.
two characters. And finally the
look
Master
who it is.
Shredder joins us. Oh my God. I had to anchor this thing down, buddy. How you doing?
If it crashes again, I'm out. I
Okay,
fucking
okay.
quit.
We,
I
we,
quit.
we got a good cast going. We're talking about Smash Brothers, but
Yeah, don't stop you. I'll jump in right now.
yeah, Rosalina and one of the other characters that these people are mass buying these Amiibos because A, they don't like people talking about them, and B, they just don't want people to have them, which is, listen, I understand like internet trolling and stuff, but spending hundreds and upwards maybe thousands of dollars buying stock of these little miniature characters, it's a little silly at the end of the day. Like, I'm not one to tell somebody how to spend their money. I mean, Eroica just wants to buy all the butt plugs in the world, but
Dude, you buy games. You buy 100 games every Tuesday.
yeah, I buy 100 games every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday. You're
Every
like, well,
Tuesday.
what do you think, man? You think I should get this game?
Well,
you really think I should get it? I'm like, no, John, you shouldn't get it. I bought it. I bought it.
I had to ask you. We'll get to that in a little bit, but no, it's just like I'm not one to tell people how to spend their money, but like, can I from left to right on my computer at least? Like, how do you feel about that, Dark Sign? Somebody just buying up all these Amiibos because he doesn't like people talking about them and he doesn't want people to have them.
There are some people in particular who are just complete cases with it. Scalping is just unfortunately a fact with a thing like this.
But why?
Skyline-
Like, if Nintendo's going to keep making them, why is he
I was
just going to
about-
buy them all?
I was
But
about
they're
to
not
get,
going to keep making them because they have like Nintendo does like this is going to be like for a limited time only.
That's true.
Special release.
Nintendo's supply chain for these is completely fucked. Like,
Yeah.
like I've I wish I picked up Villager and Wii Fit Trainer when I saw them along with Marv.
If give me your address. If I see a Villager or a Wii Fit Trainer, I'll send you one.
Okay, well,
I'm serious. I'm serious.
Give us your address right on Metal to the Metal.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying in private.
Right now.
Listen, I'm still giving away free Watch Dogs for the PC, so if anybody wants that, they can have it.
It's actually the same Watch Dogs copy. No one just wants it.
No, it literally is. It's the same one from June. Nobody
Right.
wants it.
Well, it's a shitty game, so.
It's not a shitty game.
No,
It's a
shut up. We're not getting into Watch Dogs.
It's a
Watch Dogs
mediocre game.
suck. Nah, at best.
oh,
I listen. It's mediocre.
Hi, Heil.
Hey, what's up? Finally got on.
But anyways, let's
Yeah,
let
yeah.
Darkspine Slayer. So go on. The supply chain is fucked.
the supply chain is fucked. There's these scalpers ruining it for everyone else, but it's an unfortunate reality. Like I was saying, if I was thinking and I picked up like a couple Villager, a couple Wii Fit Trainer, that's like $14 a figure. Right now, that's like a solid $80-$90. I can kind of get where the scalpers are coming from. It's a pain in the ass. It's a lot more effort than I would personally be willing to put in. I think Nintendo needs to get their shit together on this, though. Like, have retailers limited or start actually putting out stock.
It's not Nintendo. It's the retailers that have to say, well, you can only buy two to three per household.
Yeah, retailers need to start doing that. Nintendo actually needs to fucking stock this shit.
Yeah.
You're only Princess Peach these days. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Like I said, send me your address if I see any, I'll send them to you. Villager and Wii Fit Trainer, right?
Yeah. We'll talk.
Yeah, we'll talk. Listen,
He's got like 40 of them that
listen,
he needs.
I live by a sex shop. You can talk about butt plugs on Pedal to the Metal. It's okay.
Oh, Jesus.
I
Heil,
don't want to take them away from Heroica.
Heil,
What's that?
how do you,
Erotica?
Heil, how do you feel about these people like just hovering? Like, did you buy Smash, Heil?
I did not.
You did not. Okay, so I'm
Heil's done with Nintendo.
Shut
He's
up
done.
for a second. Shut the fuck up. I'm running this shit right now.
Heil's done.
So how do you feel about this, even though you didn't buy Smash?
Well, I'm done with Nintendo, so.
Okay.
See?
Eroika, like, do you have an opinion, Heil?
Well, someone shouldn't hoard them, but I don't think. Is that what the crux is? Someone's like trying to buy them all up. I mean, how is he buying them across the nation?
Scalping is a major problem.
Like Darkspine said, scalping, people buying them to sell them at a
That happens on
like,
everything.
extortion price. But then there are people just buying them so people don't have them.
I haven't heard about people buying them so they don't have them. That's kind of hard to do, especially when they're available throughout the world. So I mean, he could buy them out in his own location. I guess that'd be kind of a dick move.
Yeah, a
but
location. It would be a location.
scalpers, they scalp everything. The new I saw on eBay it's going for 11.5. The one out of 2,500 PS4 anniversary one.
Oh, yeah. Those are going for big bucks.
So scalpers. I mean, my friend that sits right across from me, he's done that with the Amiibos. He's bought two of them. I can't remember the names. I don't really care, but to sell them. He's also bought two of the Zelda. Was it Major Mask? I always mispronounce the first name.
Majora, yeah.
He bought two of those. He's planning on selling one of those. So he does that regular. He gets on those pre-orders and
well, there's
sells
a difference. I feel like there's a difference between hoarding and being a smart consumer.
Well, at least here the average ones are the ones that I see mostly in Darkspine's pictures that I can get here.
Yeah, same here.
The ones that they don't make many of, like Mac. Is Mac one of them?
Yep.
Mac and
Little Mac.
I don't know which ones they're releasing. What like I said, I haven't really followed them too much, but I see them on every display. But they're probably just the ones that they mass produced. So the ones that they aren't, just like anything else, I guess it's a false sense of rarity because for one, I mean, you put a pencil could be worth thousands of dollars if someone wants to pay for that. So
What?
well, I'm just saying if you look at the materials made out of the Amiibos, there's nothing special about them.
Is this a gold pencil?
No,
Well,
it
no,
could be.
he's
It could be.
saying like a
No,
baseball.
I know what he's saying. I'm being a jerk.
You
I'm
can get
being-
whatever
it's
what you want
called,
to
it's
pay
called
for 'em,
comedy, Eureka. Jesus.
The commodity of
Yeah.
the product itself is nothing special. It's like
Is that what it was?
plastic.
Yeah, that's called comedy. No. But there's like you said, Hyle. Like there's a difference between being a smart consumer and a little bit of a smart businessman. Like if I bought like 3 or 4 Wii U trainer amiibos and sold them for $50 a piece, that's smart. But buying like 10, 20, 30 of them is a little like. Like I bought 2 Wii U's when they launched, and
You got fucked with that too.
no, I didn't. I sold a Wii U with an extra game for like $750
Oh, that poor bastard.
on release.
Well,
On
people
release,
did
he
that
goes.
for the Xbox and PS4. They got burnt with it because there was abundance of them, and they even how well the PS4 sold, there were still some available in stores. So sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. You see all that stuff.
Yeah.
You're never gonna get around it. So yeah, someone buying them all, that's a dick move. Same thing with like ticket prices for like events. You get these people that have no intention of going to the concerts, like the Foo Fighters, one example, and RFK or Chicago Wrigley Field. They're doing big shows.
Or when
They
the
bought
Eureka
those
takes
up
you,
and they're going for like $700.
or
So
when the
that's-
Eureka takes you to a baseball game with his kids.
Yeah.
That's probably good. When Derek Jeter's last game in Boston, those tickets, there's probably people that bought that. They didn't really care about going, but wanted to make a few $100 on the tickets, and they did. So
I remember when I was at that ball game with you, I just go, "Who's Jose Canseco's?"
Yeah. You were like the taking someone to a game that you have to constantly ask not to talk when you're around. just. But
listen, I watched your kids. I bought them cotton candy. I
know we're actually looking at the pictures. You were Uncle Banimal Mother.
I'm Uncle Banimal Mother.
Yeah. Yeah, and they actually they were talking the other day. We were going like every picture they have like a different like expensive treat in their hands, and they're like, "Hey, Mom, Animal bought me that."
Daddy was a jerk that day. Animal was the man.
Yeah.
No, listen, you brought me to the game. It was like the least I could do. But how do you feel about this situation, Jeff/Eureka?
I kind of joined in late, and I'm going to admit I'm gathering by the conversation that the Amiibos are the little characters, Amiibos that go along with Super Smash Brothers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what function do they do? Do they like zap into your game like Disney Infinity?
No, what they I'm going to sum it up for Darkspine. What they do is you put.
Oh my God! Everybody's gone.
Oh no.
Nope, I'm here.
No, you're still here. Your video stopped.
Crash again. I know it.
Oh no! Hold on. Can you still hear me, Eureka?
I can still hear you, but everybody's
Okay.
frozen.
It doesn't matter. You just have a cool hipster picture now.
All right, go ahead.
The Amiibos are little RFID characters that you put on the gamepad, and they go into your game as a CPU. And the CPU in Smash Brothers basically has up to level 9.
Okay.
You can train them, I guess, like Darkspine was saying, you can essentially train them to level 25.
Okay.
50?
That's just for Smash Bros. Though,
Yeah.
too, because they're gonna add new functions when new games release.
Okay.
So I think
I see.
Yeah.
works
So like
different
Fire
for
Emblem, if
games.
you put the amiibo on, I guess the new 3DS, it'll activate a new character.
Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, so it you can train it up to a level 50 level, and then you can use them in CPU battles like the 8-player Smash or smashing with your friends or whatever.
So it's Nintendo's attempt to have like a deeper layer of it's on par with having like a side app to go along with a video game. It's like another thing you can do to interact with the game.
No, it's not It's not. Kinda. Let's say kinda.
All right.
Kinda.
Well, neither here nor there.
People are buying. People are buying.
People want them.
People are buying popular characters and not selling them, or selling them for exorbitant prices.
Well, if somebody buys a character that they want, they don't have to sell it. But what you're saying is that people are going into the store and seeing fucking 15 Mega Mans, and that's the hot one, so everybody's buying this guy buys all 15 Mega Mans, and he hoards them.
Exactly, and he doesn't sell them. Some people are
right.
selling them. Some people are selling them for
Why would you buy a half a dozen or a dozen of the same character and not sell them?
Well, there was one article I was talking to that Minish Drive-By read. It might have been the same article, maybe a different one. Somebody just was buying all the Rosalinas he could because he hated that people played the character and that people talked about the character so much.
That's the most stupid thing I've ever heard. So wait, so he's going out of his way to buy. That sounds like a condition. Like he has like fucking necrophobia or something. Like,
oh, that's okay.
Like
okay.
He has like a medical condition.
I mean, kind of.
Like,
yeah, it's like, you know what it is? It's a troll on the internet who hates people talking about something he doesn't like, and he goes out and he takes the fun away from everyone else. He sucks the air out of the room because he's unhappy.
All right. Well, it sounds weird. I mean, I think that the whole concept is kind of neat, and I think that if people like, I mean, I can speak for all of us and say that we probably all on this call have some type of a knick-knack or memorabilia or fucking action figure from some type of a video game. Is that true?
You've been in my basement. You've seen my race car bed.
Yeah, can we
please? It's right over there. What?
Are you sure there's no whiskey on it?
Yeah, it's a place of sin and lies. But
what lies? What lies?
The race car bed that retracts from the wall.
Yeah, well, obviously you see, that's a place of love and passion.
Oh my god. But anyways, like I mean, if people are just like buying these things, that's a new one for me. Like I love this hobby, but I draw the line at thinking that if I buy as many of one character as humanly possible in these little Amiibos, that somehow that's going to make my internet experience better. That's the point where I think I say to myself, it's time to go get laid. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that dude sounds just a loser.
Okay, well,
Minish Drive-By. Shut up. Oh, Jesus. You put your... how do you feel, Minish Drive-By?
Well, I just linked the article about the guy buying all those Rosalina amiibos in the comments.
I see it. Yep.
Yeah, so he spent $4,000 already, and he has $35,000 more invested.
Real quick, sorry to interrupt. Here's a comment. Continued, I hate her fans. I know for a fact that her amiibo will be among the most popular, which is why I took the time to wait and pre-order over 100 of her. I do not want her fans to be happy. It just crushes me Nintendo from the good days went to this shit character designs. Like, that's sad. Pathetic. It's sad. It's pathetic. Like you said, Jeff. Like, it's time that this dude gets laid. That he's thinking too much. Like, I hate your fucking face, but I still have you over my house, and it's not like I plot to make you miserable while you're here, you know?
Well,
like, okay, Mister.
Yeah.
Listen, I think
you did make me watch 2 hours of Alien Isolation, which put me to fucking sleep.
I think the only person who the best part of Comic-Con weekend, Comic-Con podcast coming sometime this year, is what?
It's not the same without Heil standing off camera.
No. The best thing is when we went to the GameStop to buy Alien Isolation, and our friend Sal the Fish was talking to the girl I went on a date with, GameStop girl. And you just had to go, Sal the Fish, the car's on fire.
Yeah, it's the only way I could get him out of the store.
He was hammered, and he would not stop talking to this poor girl. And you just go, yo, Sal the Fish, the car's on fire. We got to go now.
So far off topic.
I know. But anyway, Minish, how do you feel about this guy, like, hoovering up all the Amiibos? Or at least the Rosalina Amiibos. Like, not even talking about the scalpers who are just smart businessmen. But, like, somebody who's just buying this shit out of dastardly intent.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's, like, really weird. I don't know.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's like, what's he gonna do with them? Like, what's he gonna do with all these Amiibos?
You're just gonna, like, store them in a warehouse.
Why?
In, like, crates, like in Indiana Jones.
I want to meet this guy and punch him in the face.
The Ark of the Covenant.
I want to meet him and punch him in the face and go, Are you fucking stupid? Like, why? Why are you so upset over a character design and people who like her?
Yeah.
You should punch him in the face.
I feel like Nintendo is also part of the problem here because they're the ones releasing like these limited supply toy lines, you know?
Yeah.
So like this guy's like buying up all the stock, but like if they're just little plastic figurines, Nintendo should be like mass producing them, especially if there's demand for them. So it's kind of like a case like a Xenoblades where it only released as a GameStop exclusive and they had like a limited amount, and then
Cool, I got one of those. I was so
Yeah.
happy.
yeah, I made sure to pre-order just because I knew that was gonna dry up fast.
I actually
but-
got it from a secondhand store, not from GameStop.
Oh really?
Yeah.
How much? Did you have to pay a lot for it, or was it?
No, they charged the nominal $65 fee. It's good that I also know the person there, but they only got 3 copies of the game.
Yeah, so it's like if Nintendo's not gonna meet demand, they're kind of at fault too.
But
So-
do they? My overall question to all of you is expectation of sales and actual sales numbers versus a projection of who's actually going to buy Amiibos. Like, they're not going to make an Amiibo per copy of Super Smash.
Yeah, but at the same time, so
They should make more. You're right. Like, I agree
yeah.
wholeheartedly.
now they know that there is demand for them more so than they originally made. So their expectation for demand might have underpredicted what the demand actually was, and now that they have that,
They'll make more, and they'll get those
they
to the
should.
consumer.
I don't know if they will. I mean, it's like
Well,
they
when
won't put GBA games on their virtual console for 3DS. You know?
Well, when Nintendo sees shit like this, when somebody's pre-ordering over 100 Rosalinas, spending $1,000, more like $1,400 here in the U.S. for Rosalina characters, they're gonna say one of two things. They're gonna say, "Let's make more so that guy can buy more," or "Let's make more so the fans can actually get some." Which Nintendo will do, we'll never know.
Can I cut in here for a
Yeah,
sec?
absolutely, cut in.
Thread created earlier by who other than Charizard puts the figures right now at 5.7 million Amiibo figures being sold.
That okay?
That's
Is that just a fact you're giving us? Like, what's...
yeah, just a fact we're giving us. Like this has
How
been
many copies of Smash Bros has sold?
I have no idea, but apparently this was a huge moneymaker for them, and
Yeah.
like
Well, was
this
it
is-
was it a moneymaker for them in terms of software or in terms of hardware? Because I believe people who wanted to Smash already invested in the console. Like, you
Yeah.
had a
Well,
console.
just the Amiibos themselves are the money.
Oh yeah, that's a big moneymaker. People love that kind of ARG toy shit now.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like
it-
to tie it back into what Minish was saying, if they don't fucking pick up the supply chain, they're just leaving money on the table, and like it's not like Nintendo's never done that before, but they're just stupid to leave it there.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. I don't.
It
think...
makes no. I was gonna
sorry,
say, it makes sense that I think that for something like this, not being, I can see a company saying, "Hey, we're going to try this offshoot of our game. We're going to have these Amiibos, do the pitch, and say, you know what? To save costs, we're going to our initial run is going to be on the light side because it's tough to gauge what the interest in something like that is actually going to be until it's on the market and people are buying it." So, I mean, I can see Nintendo saying, we're not going to do like a huge investment on these Amiibos. We're going to see how it goes. And now that it's popular, they'll probably come around with a second wave, don't you think?
Like 6 million
Well,
sold, they have to, right?
Yeah.
The thing is, like, they release these in waves, like what you were saying, but not like the same characters. So
Right.
they'll release like 7 new characters in like the second wave.
Yeah.
So they had never specified that they're gonna re-release the first wave.
Gotcha.
Or
So
like
it's-
some of the characters. That
You know
So
what?
then
Ooh.
No, let me just finish my
Go,
point
go,
and then
go.
take it over, Animal. Are they following a model that was already laid out for them? Like, I think about like the figures that Play Arts comes out with every year, where they make them for a year and then they don't make them anymore, and they make a whole bunch of new characters. Like, is there like a specific model that Nintendo is following, or is this something that they're kind of cowboying themselves?
The only real comparison, and it's not entirely accurate even then is Disney Infinity and Skylanders.
Right. Gotcha. Animal?
You were saying something. I forgot what I was gonna say.
It's because of your goose glasses.
I know. Goose.
Talk to goose.
No, it's just it's tough to like for me. Like I know. Listen, Jeff, you've been here. Heil, you've been here. You guys know I'm a collector of nerdy video game stuff, especially that comes with collector's editions. But this year, I finally said to myself, like, all right, like I'm going to try and cut back. But if there's money on the table, like you got to release as much as you can. And I don't think, like at a point, Nintendo, they can't just stop saying, like they can't just like. I understand they'll come out with a second wave of Amiibos. But they can't forget that that first wave exists as well, and people will continue to buy Smash, and they'll want those Amiibos, and not at a extortionist price. But it's nice. Like, it's nice to see Nintendo getting in on that and creating unique things for unique games. Like, I would just pick up a Link figure to see what it'll do in the new Zelda game, if anything at all. If that's true, that like in the new Fire Emblem game for Wii U, that putting Marth on will unlock a new character.
Yeah.
You know,
And I think the new Kirby Canvas Curse game for the Wii U also has
some kind of functionality.
Yeah, the Fire Emblem game is for the 3DS that it unlocks a new character.
Okay.
The entire thing, and kind of what makes them different from like Skylanders and Infinity, is Nintendo does not want these things to be mandatory for its games. It wants,
which is nice. It's nice that they're putting.
That's really nice.
It's nice that they're putting unlockables in a different way, unlike Ubisoft. I'm looking at you, Assassin's Creed Unity. Let's not start with your Canadian brothers, but it's nice that they're putting unlocks in a unique way. Yeah, it might be like purchasing DLC, but it has multi-functionality across games. Right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did you say?
No. Like the Amiibos, it's nice that they're releasing content in a unique way. Though it's like having to buy a piece of physical DLC, and the physical DLC being the actual figurine, if they have multifunctional across their respective games, like Kirby and what is it, Crom? Is it Crom or Marth figure that they released?
They've done Marth so far. They're doing Marth.
Okay, so Marth,
and they've done Lucina. I think they're releasing her.
It's coming in. It's coming in spring sometime.
Yeah, whatever the characters are, if you place them on their respective game and they release special content, Jeff, it's a cool way to do unique DLC.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Do you get it?
Yeah, I got
Like,
you.
if I buy the Link Amiibo, it's cool that I get to use it for Smash Brothers, but when the Zelda comes out, if they release or unlock a unique piece of content for the new Zelda game because I have the Link Amiibo or the Zelda Amiibo, that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
What the fuck are you typing?
I wrote, what the fuck are they talking about?
And then, Heil, what the fuck are they talking about? Nintendo makes a durable console. A used console is a good choice to save some scratch. Okay, anyways, there are two questions I want to ask. Minish Drive-By, what have you been playing? Because I got to ask Darkspine and Heil, I want to know what you're playing.
So last year I did that 52 games NeoGAF challenge.
Oh, yeah.
It went well.
Did you finish?
It.
Oh!
I did finish it.
Good for you, man.
So now I'm doing it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
So January I got 10 games down.
Jesus. Aren't you a scientist?
Do you have to beat all 10? I forget. I remember talking about this. Do you have to beat them all, or do you just have to like put some time into them?
I go to the credits. So.
Okay.
the credits are done.
Aren't you a
Well-
botanist or a rock scientist?
No. Well,
Science.
aren't
I-
you
ever
training?
had a botanist on Pedal to the Metal?
Somebody call a scientist.
Aren't you
I was
training?
taking a plant biology class once.
Aren't you
Oh, yeah.
training to be a scientist?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. See
Um,
there. It all comes around.
I work
Full
in
circle. Full circle. Full
I work in a
circle.
phylogenomics lab.
There,
so,
genomics. You're gonna do
yeah.
gene therapy for the genome soldiers in Metal
Yeah.
Gear Solid.
Hey, Minute, can
So,
you answer us
those are
the
frogs.
question
But
of what happened to Animal?
Metal Gear.
Listen, I was in a car accident. Leave me alone. I
So-
deserve a little bit of special treatment.
I want to hear what Minish is playing.
Okay, well, you interrupted, asshole.
Can't help it.
What?
So before I came back I'm actually graduating this semester. but,
Congratulations.
thank you. But winter break, I finished Chrono Cross, which was pretty
Oh, yeah.
cool.
Is it
yeah, that was
your first time playing it?
Chrono Cross?
Yes.
Yeah.
What ending did you get? Because I'm a Chrono Cross veteran.
Okay, I got the one where you beat Lavos, but with the in the correct order of the elements that you use.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
yeah. Did you do it
So I
with a
think-
party or alone with Surge?
I did the party.
You did the party. Okay.
Yeah.
Um.
But yeah, that was really cool. I like that. I actually liked it more than Chrono Trigger. I think mostly the setting of it is what I enjoyed because it was more like a tropical setting, and I always enjoy that in games. It kind of reminded me, or kind of made me think whether Final Fantasy X had was influenced by it a lot, because it kind of seemed that way to me to a degree.
The cool thing about Chrono Cross is the element system and how you can buy
Yeah.
the elements and stuff.
Yeah. That was cool.
And all the characters, they're up to like 30 or 40 playable characters in Chrono
Yeah,
Cross.
there are a lot.
You can't get them all in one playthrough, but
No.
the dimension manipulating stuff, Chrono Cross, it makes Chrono Cross one of my favorite games because of
Yeah,
how many different outcomes you can have in so many different situations.
Yeah, I enjoyed the dimension hopping too because there's only two dimensions. It's not like
It's
different
homework.
periods of
Spoiler: the main character, you are Surge. In an alternate dimension, he dies 10 years earlier. So
Yeah,
the alternate dimension you travel to, he's dead. Whereas homeworld, he's alive.
hmm And so you'll hop across the two between the two dimensions, but and you'll meet the same characters in each dimensions, and then at certain times a character from the dimension where Surge is alive joins your party, and then later in the game that same character will join your party, but from the other dimension,
Mhm.
and you begin to hop dimensions so frequently that I kind of lost track of which character was from which dimension, and it kind of so I really liked that. It was kind of a cool
Hey, you're back.
story element, I guess, that maybe was intentional, maybe wasn't.
I think it was fully intentional, where you
Yeah.
just kind of
lose
because
track of
you
which
lose
dimension
track
you're
of
from.
exactly where you are,
Yeah.
and then by Endgame when they introduce the time travel stuff.
Yeah,
That really just gives you a kick where you're like, holy shit. This is how it ties into Chrono Cross. This is how everything works. This is awesome.
yeah.
What else have you been playing?
Okay, so that was one of the first games I beat this month. I also beat Super Time Force. I got that on the Steam sale, which was pretty cool. Another game involving time dilation and dimension hopping, and played kind of like Metal Slug a little bit, but it was just over the top and really crazy. So that's pretty cool. If you guys can check that out on a sale, I would recommend it.
It's like you can. Darkspline, what are you doing? What are you stopping?
Nail it. Darkspine's jerking off behind his glasses.
Wait, hold on.
Just keep going.
What was that?
Just joking.
Okay, Ma, I'm doing something.
Oh God. What happened?
Sorry, no, my
There are no breaks, remember?
So yeah, Super Time Force is kind of like you're fighting a boss, and then you can revert it 5 to 7 seconds and leave a character there to shoot at the
Yeah.
boss, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. What else?
Gears of War 3,
Again,
which was
or the first time?
for the first time.
Okay. How do you like it?
So it was really dumb, but it's really dumb.
Yeah, it's really dumb.
It's really dumb. But it was okay. It was a fun action game. It was stupid, but
All right.
yeah.
All right, give us one more game that you've been playing.
Okay. And I beat Metal Gear Rising.
You beat
And
Rising
Fishbone.
Revengeance.
Yeah.
How did you like that game?
Oh, that was cool.
I could
Nano
do.
machines,
That
son.
was the first pedal to the metal, or the second Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
Yeah, it was.
Rising Revengeance is such a fucking ridiculous game. It's
Again,
such
very, very stupid, but
yeah, it's but
amazing.
The gameplay is so tight.
Yeah.
But the thing is too, by the end of that game, you're just like, what? And then it's amazing. It's so amazing.
Yeah, I think.
You mean you didn't
What is
like
it,
the final boss fight where it was like
Senator
Hulk-
Armstrong. His name is
God.
literally this. You fight a senator literally named Armstrong, I think.
it was like Hulk Hogan going on about right-wing politics.
Yeah, and he talks about nano-machines a lot.
Nano
A lot
machines.
better than Metal Gear Solid 4.
Oh,
No. Metal Gear Solid 4 is better.
time for that's for another podcast. Eroika, to get to you, what have you been playing? And don't you dare fucking say Dragon Age, because
All right,
I will drive up to where you live,
No,
and
because I
I
don't want
will.
to talk about Dragon Age. I don't want to
Good.
talk. You know what?
Good.
Dragon Age is an amazing game, and it
You
might
said
be
you didn't want to talk about it. You're
Fine.
talking about Dragon Age.
it might be BioWare's finest work. However,
You
I
said
wanna
that
talk,
before.
However,
Oh my god.
I want to talk about the game that I've been most recently been playing
Mass
on my
Effect again.
on my PlayStation Vita.
But
I'm-
plug
I'm-
Central.
No,
What games?
I'm actually I'm actually playing Binding of Isaac Rebirth, and I'm head over heels in love with it.
That's a amazing
Good
game.
game.
Yeah, it's for those of you who don't know, it's like a roguelike, but right, it's a persistent created environments, and it's like a top down. The art style is almost exactly like the original Legend of Zelda. In fact, the rooms, the way that the rooms move and scroll and everything are all set up in a very, very similar fashion. But yeah, I don't know what it is about that genre, but like I can't get enough of it. And I'm gonna say this because Darkspine is on, but I can't get into Spelunky the way that I got into Rogue Legacy and the way that I'm getting into the Binding of Isaac. I gotta be doing something wrong. I gotta be doing something wrong in Spelunky because I do play it, but like when I play it, it doesn't like grab me and suck me in like the Binding of Isaac will do.
Binding of Isaac is really good. It was a really good plus choice that they released.
Yeah, and it's cross-buy and cross-save, and I mean, Heil and I were talking the other day about. We weren't talking kind of indirectly on the forum about the benefits of the Vita, and like I'll be the first to tell you that like the Vita, like nobody runs out to get a Vita for the Vita catalog of games, but
the functionality.
Yeah, it's what it is. It's just being under that the PlayStation umbrella where like, I can bounce anywhere in the house with the game that I'm playing. To me, the way that I use video games, I'm getting a ton of use out of it. And like as much as I'll say that like everybody knows the Wi-Fi sucks in the Vita. You can't go very far. I bought like a $22 extender off of Amazon where I plug a Wi-Fi extender in the wall and it shoots the signal up to the second floor of my house because my gaming stuff is in the basement.
Oh,
and
speaking of which, I found mine. I have to send it to you.
Found your what?
I have a Wi-Fi extender.
Nice, cool.
I have an old one. I have to send it your
Cool.
way.
Yeah, and that's helped out a lot. And I mean, like,
Wait, did you buy one or?
Yeah, I have one.
Oh,
and
then I'm not going to send it to you.
Yeah, you don't have to. I was considering about, it's because it's $20. Maybe I'll buy a second one and just really like knock the house out. But like, in all honesty, like, that's where like the Vita's bread and butter is for me. So like a game like Binding of Isaac, can I play it on PC? Yeah, I can. I've owned it on PC for a couple of years now.
Well, it's only like $4 though. It's
yeah,
a very cheap game.
Like I get it and all, but like it's best to me anyways. It's games like Rogue Legacy and games like you know, I'm sure Spelunky too. Games like Binding of Isaac Rebirth, like those games are tailor-made for the Vita experience. And the fact that like, you know, I can be playing it on my PS4 and the kids want to play some Minecraft or something, and I can just jump with my save and my game right to the Vita in a matter of seconds and haven't skipped a beat. That's why I love the Vita, and that's why the Vita gets used more than the 360 and the PS3 and the other consoles, with the exception of the PS4, which I do dump a lot of time into, especially with Dragon Age. You know,
I'm gonna fucking drive up there tonight.
No, you're not. No, you're not, because fucking Dragon Age is badass.
I'm gonna
Dragon Age will stop you. I'll hit you with my shield and sword if you came up here.
Oh, okay. I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. I double fucking dare you.
What, you gonna throw an amiibo at me?
Yeah, I'm gonna say no. Well, Uncle Animal's gonna. You're gonna end up on Disappeared with Uncle Animal.
Oh my god. But anyway,
Jeff.
So, Rosa, what's your social security number?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. You better cut that out.
What minute is that at? 107.
Right.
I'll take that note. 107.
But anyways, I don't care about these guys. I just don't want fucking guys that slap dicks on your face to
show up at your house.
It doesn't like a good dick on the face.
Yeah.
I don't.
Just like.
Gaw, gaw, gaw. But
Okay.
yeah. Anyways, I mean, moving along. Like I'm right now. I'm kind of. I always like to have.
I'm mad at myself. I just fucked up the whole podcast.
Yeah, you have to take that out though. You can't release that.
You
like,
what? You think?
Yeah, but like as far as like my gaming habits are concerned, like I like to have like a really gameplay heavy type indie going on the handheld at all times, while I've got like the bigger, more cerebral, you know, game going on the main console. So like I'm like totally like in gaming bliss right now. Like I've got my weekends, I dump a ton of time into Dragon Age, and like during the weekday, like if I'm cooking dinner or whatever, like I'll come home from work and cook dinner, and I just grab the Vita and I'm like 5, 10, 15 runs of you know, Binding of Isaac. Of course, dinner comes out like shit, but that's a different story.
What else have you been playing?
That's, you know, right. Other than that, there's one other game that I'm playing, and I'm going to preface it by saying I never played this game on Xbox 360 when it came out, but I'm playing Bastion on the iPad.
Ooh, really? How do you like it?
I never played Bastion before, and in all honesty, and like I was a little bit suspect on the control scheme on the touchscreen. But they have like this weird, like one-handed drag the finger and it'll walk where you need to go type thing on the touchscreen. But I ended up switching it to traditional controls so I can use two hands while I play, and I really like it. I really like it. What were you gonna say?
How's the jumping with the iPad?
Where'd Darkspine Slayer go?
I don't know. We'll add him back in. Jumping in Bastion. You roll in Bastion.
Well, I mean, there's some platforms that you have to jump to. I remember. I remember playing with keyboard and mouse, and I had like a little bit of trouble with the jumping.
Yeah. As far as I've gotten into the game and I've played it a couple of hours. I can't say that I've gotten to any sections that I recall anyways having to jump. Mostly it's been on the ground. You know, the pillars come up as you move.
Yeah. Maybe it's a little bit later then.
Could be because I definitely, nothing's standing out as far as, I don't think I've been to a scenario yet where I've had to jump.
Yeah, I think it was just with the keyboard and mouse maybe that it was a problem, but like I could see it like working a lot better like with the controller, and I was just wondering about the iPad.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely. It's tough to say that when you're playing any game that you know is on a console or on PC that you'd especially a game like Bastion. you're playing it, you know that it would play better if you had like an Xbox 360 controller in your hand or whatever.
Would
but
you suggest it for the iPad?
you know what? Absolutely. Because if you haven't played the game, the content in the game is really good. It's a really fun game to play, and like for people who have played Supergiant's last game, Transistor, like Transistor is a game that really excels in the raw gameplay and combat neck of the woods, where it's pretty unique. And like where Bastion isn't, I wouldn't say like unique in its gameplay, it's done really, really well and sensibly. There's like fun upgrades, there's a fun little hub world that you can upgrade, and like I don't anticipate this game going on much more than a maybe 4. Maybe you can confirm that, Minish. Is it a 4 or 5 hour game tops?
I'll look at my Steam log.
For some reason, I remember when the game was. I remember the game got reviewed at.
It was sort of short, yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember them saying that it was kind of short, but like, and that doesn't reflect whether the game is good or not good. I mean, some games are short. Like Transistor was short, but like it was a good short, you know. But yeah, I would say that if you bought it on iPad, you would have nearly as much fun as you would have if you had a controller in your hand. I can't say that there's been any times at all that I've been like, wow, I just totally died because it's a touchscreen. But I would rather play it with a controller for sure.
What else? Is that it?
That's all I'm willing to comment to. I've been walking my son, who's 9, is going through KOTOR for the first time, also on iPad actually, and he is 4 worlds in. He has not obviously gotten to discover the twist in the game yet. So I've been very, very coy with him about any story other than like, do you know what's going on? And he's like, yes, I'm looking for the Star Forge. I'm following the path of Revan and Malik. Like he gets what's going on in the game.
What was the Star Forge?
The Star Forge was like Revan and Malik were out looking for, was it a portal that opened up? It was some type of infinite power weapon, wasn't it? I can't remember.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me see if you're right.
I have Bastion logged at 4 hours on Steam, so
yeah,
it's about 4 hours. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a giant automated shipyard designed to create the most powerful army of all time, constructed by the Rakatan Infinite Empire in 30,000 BBY. 5,000 years before the rise of the Galactic Republic. So yeah, so they were looking for, it was like basically to construct an army.
Okay. Yeah, and then it turns out you are Revan. Dude, game's like 15 years old.
I don't care, man. It's the best twist in a video game in history.
It's a really damn it's a damn good twist.
It's the best twist I've ever played in a video game.
Is it the best twist?
It's the best I've ever played. I did not see it coming, and when it happened,
nobody saw it coming though.
Up my controller, like no fucking way that just happened.
It was a good twist.
It was really good.
Hey, Roika. Nobody asked me what I've been playing.
What are you playing?
Hey, you know what's a really good game? Threes.
Okay. Hold on.
When we have our fucking mobile podcast, we'll invite you back on.
How long have you been using your iPad for, Roka?
You know what? The iPad is my first Apple product, and I bought it in like October.
Animal's never going to be able to talk about his game.
I'm not. Here we go with threes. We're gonna start talking about threes and frog factions and fucking Hitman Go.
Frog factions is so good.
Shut up.
From somebody that plays mobile games, because I will tell you that like the iPad is the perfect size to like get into some more mobile gaming. And I've played Bastion, and we've got Coach. I mean, I buy them when I see games that I think are going to be cool. I'll buy them. But what were you going to say, Minish, about it?
No. I was just kidding. I was just trying to.
No. Go on. No.
I'm gonna stick something in here, like fucking nowhere, because I missed the part where it would naturally fit. All of you need to get fucking Shovel Knight when that's on PlayStation.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That is fucking awesome.
Shovel Knight's, I have it on Steam. It's one of the most amazing games I've ever played.
DS.
I'm going to buy a Wii U game code tonight just to play it on my 3DS in bed.
You know what? I bought it
No,
on
it's
3D.
really that
but
good.
I can't. I'm not knocking the 3DS. I understand what a good system, how well supported the 3DS is. But playing it is like, I feel like my hand is stuck in a fucking vice. Like, it hurts to play the 3DS. I hate the circle pad. I just don't like. I got maybe 30 minutes into Shovel Knight, and I said, you know what? I know that this fucking game is going to come out in less than 4 months. I'm going to wait and play it on a console.
Shovel Knight is really fucking amazing, though.
This is
amazing.
an entire other podcast, but literally the only thing the 3DS has is this library. It's like the actual physical hardware fucking sucks.
Oh, I hate it.
My circle pad, the rubber on my circle pad. Sorry.
Talk about it. Just
it
talk
like
about
popped
it.
off.
Started.
Ooh.
Hey,
I was playing Pushmo and it popped off. Animal, what are you playing, Animal?
Oh yeah, I finally get to talk. No more fucking 3DS talk.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You can always go back to the Amiibos.
Yeah, let's talk about the Amiibos. I've been playing Amiibos. No, I've been playing a lot of games actually. I restarted Guild Wars 2. Have any of you played that?
No.
I will not get into it. Free MMO, really good. Check it out if you ever get a chance. But you have to pay the entry fee for the disc or the actual game. I bought it at launch. I played it up to level 30, but then I stopped because I said fuck MMOs. But they changed it a lot, and it's the best single player MMO I've ever played. Let me put it that way.
It's free after you pay $50 to get the game.
Yes, it's like a one-time buy-in, free. All the stuff you buy is cosmetic for your character. That's it.
I just think it's funny that you said it was free, but it's also $50 like every other game we've ever bought.
No, but
he's saying there's no subscription.
There's no subscription fee.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
And speaking of news and subscription fees, Elder Scrolls nuked their subscription fee before the launch, which is cool.
That's kind of cool.
I might buy it and check it out depending on reviews.
Yeah.
I actually played the Resident Evil remake, the remastered remake over the weekend.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
And I don't want to hear Animal superfan mother. I want to hear
you will hear objective
like
Animal.
I want to hear an objective, like an honest response.
You will hear an honest to God response.
Is the Resident Evil remake worth the $20? And is there that much of an improvement from what you played compared to like the last iteration on GameCube? And did you play it with the new controls? And does it make it better?
Okay. I can't tell you about... I don't remember what the GameCube version had. So I don't know if they added new modes and stuff. Because the last time I played the GameCube version was 2007 when Resident Evil 5 came out. Or no, 2008 when Resident Evil 5 came out. So that was 8 years ago, believe it or not. Mm-hmm. I don't remember exactly what modes the GameCube version had. I know it had easy, normal, and hard. I think... I'm not 100% sure. I think this game adds... very easy, and I think it adds the real survival difficulty.
Okay.
Not sure about that. It might have been in the GameCube version. If anyone can verify that on System Wars.
So that aside, like, you know, one of the things I saw in some of the reviews were
it's the same game. It's the same game.
Yeah, like they didn't even bother to fix like the wall clipping or anything. Like they just basically up-res.
No, they up-resed. They added a 16:9 mode for HD TVs. They kept the original 4:3. They updated the controls. They take a little bit of getting used to because, for those who know, Resident Evil is most famous for its tank controls. You know, the D-pad moving around, blah, blah, blah. The new controls work fairly well. The problem I have, and it's always been a problem in fixed camera angle games, is if you're running straight and then the camera changes to where it's facing you, your character immediately turns around because that's the direction, that's the input from the camera angle it thinks it's going.
Okay.
It's a little jarring, but you get used to it very quickly.
Yeah. Well, you get used to the tank controls too.
I switched back to tank controls because I'm used to them. I grew up playing Resident Evil.
Yeah.
I know the tank controls, and as well as they haven't aged, it's just like riding a bike. Once you start them again, you know it. That's it. Like, you know them. It's like I said, it's like riding a bike. Once you start playing with the tank controls again, it's like second nature. They didn't pay as good attention to some areas of the game as others.
Yeah.
The new lighting system is very, very nice in some areas. The new character models are very nice. The problem is the areas they didn't pay as well attention to, the models stand out. And it's a little ugly. And I'm willing to admit that.
Okay. Still scary?
Listen, I grew up playing the game. I think for somebody like, you said you want your son to play the game, who's 9 years old.
I'm just, you know what? I'm getting to a point where like I'm starting to. My kid has an appreciation
you're getting
for
into the legacy stuff.
So I'm like, yeah, like we spent a lot of time on the Wii Virtual Console. Like that's pretty much all that we used the Wii for, was the Virtual Console to play games like ActRaiser and all of the original Marios, all the original Zeldas. Like he's got a pretty good like background in like the what's what of the video game world. Obviously, there's a lot of obscurities that he's going to not be able to play because you just
can't play them.
You can't play
like
them all.
Like System Shock, you can't System Shock.
Like, even games like I'd love for my kid to play a Castlevania game, but like I'm going to be realistic, and my kid's probably not going to play 15 fucking great Castlevania games. He's going to probably play Symphony of the Night
or Super Castlevania 4.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You give him one or the other.
I mean, in regards to your question though, for somebody like your son, your 9-year-old son, it'll be terrifying because it's something new. It's something he hasn't experienced on that level. And while the game isn't ultra violent, we talked about this. We talked about this. Like, it has some minor disturbing imagery.
See, I'd rather avoid that for him. But like I couldn't remember like just how graphic it was.
It's not. It's not too. The only graphic thing that actually happens in game is the hunter enemies when you're low on health. They gear up for a head swipe.
Yeah.
So they swipe your head off.
Right. They maul you.
Yeah. That's the most graphic thing that happens in game. But hanging bodies. The intro scene where the Cerberus dogs are ripping out a guy's throat.
Hey, Heil, have you ever played Resident Evil?
Oh yeah, I played on the PS1.
Yeah, you did the original?
Yep. Mm-hmm. That was last time I was really scared with a video game just because not used to the Dobermans jumping through the windows and all the jump scares. That was the first game I really played that had those type of elements in it. It was so good. I never played it since then. Just I know how it ends or.
I actually owned it on GameCube. Just for System Wars record keeping, I was not a PlayStation 2 adopter, and I was not an Xbox adopter. I bought the GameCube because I was a complete Nintendo fanboy when that console launched.
It was a good game. It was. I think it was was it the first remake, or was Ninja Gaiden Ninja Gaiden wasn't a remake.
Ninja Gaiden.
It was a completely new game, right?
Yeah, it was a completely new game, but Nintendo had signed like an exclusive.
It was like a 10-year deal for Resident Evil 0, 1, and 4. Though 4 got out sooner, but 1 and 0 have been locked up in Nintendo's vault all this time. Right. And it's a good legacy game, and for $20, it's a horror game that still holds up relatively well.
Right.
I think. What about since we're talking about remasters, recent ones, Grim Fandango, the remake.
I played that. A friend of mine who played the original when it first
came out.
You
bought that shit too?
Yes, I did. I bought Grim Fandango.
Jesus Christ.
He buys every fucking game that comes out.
He's just
shut up.
Get your yayas. Every new game that comes out, it's like, look at Animal or get your yayas. They're playing it.
I spoke to a friend who bought Grim Fandango. He played the original game. He said that the remaster is really nice. He said that they redid all the character models. He said that he wishes they had redone the environments a lot better He says it seems like they just touched up the environments, then completely redoing them, like the character models. He said that was a pretty. He said for what it is, though, Grim Fandango is exactly as he remembered it.
The thing that bothers me about that, it doesn't seem like there's much replayability because it's a puzzle action adventure.
It's an old school LucasArts adventure game. So
once you beat it, then there's really no need to play it.
Exactly, you play through it once and that's it.
Off to Pirate Bay.
I always wanted to play it, so I bought it.
And Darkspawn and Minish, have you guys played Grim Fandango, and would you recommend it?
I have not played it, but it's caught my interest. I never actually did the whole adventure thing back when I was 4, so it seems as good of a title as any to try, like, give the genre a shot.
It seems like one of the most popular in its especially with the Schaefer heavyweights, you know.
Is the pacing game that I got? What's the pirate game that they made?
Monkey Island.
Monkey Island. I got that when it came out on Xbox Live last generation,
but they redid everything for that game, didn't they?
Yeah, you could hit the select button and it would go back to the old graphics on the fly.
You hit the R3 button and it goes back to the old graphics on the fly.
Yeah, that game bored me to tears, and I admit that I didn't give it a shot, but I didn't give it a shot because it was really, really slow paced. I just didn't have the patience or the tolerance to solve people's issues and move the game forward. Is Grim Fandango? I guess
I'm only 10 minutes in.
Okay, because I'm kind of avoiding the game because I'm kind of
it's cross-buy on Vita, which is nice. So if you wanted to, you could play it on your Vita at night in your bed. It's funny. It's funny to me.
Yeah.
I find the humor funny, so that's what entices me to keep going right now.
All right.
But it is very old school. I don't know how slow paced it is. I played 10-15 minutes last night. Actually, it was funny because I guess whatever developer redid Grim Fandango, Tim Schafer and whoever, and Techland, which with Dying Light we'll get to in a minute, they both had botched releases on PSN yesterday, and not because of Sony, but
never because of Sony.
No.
Sony's the savior of the world. They're going to save us.
No, it came out that Techland released a bad EXE of Dead Island. Nobody knows what happened with Grim Fandango yet, but people are having trouble downloading Dead Island, and that's the developer's fault digitally. Grim Fandango, nobody knows where the problem was. There was a problem with the preloads. The preloads weren't unlocking on Tuesday on the East Coast at 3 a.m. And they think that was a developer side issue with the way they released the preload. And with Dying Light, it seems like Techland just released a bad file.
Mr. Yaya's got it day one.
Oh,
yeah. For $20, he was playing it.
Well, so Minish, what were you going to say about Grim Fandango? It sounded like you had some insight.
Oh, well, I actually don't have any insight on Grim Fandango.
Brilliant.
But I was looking into buying a jeweled case, a CD copy of it, but it doesn't work on modern PCs.
Yeah,
you know?
It's very difficult.
So I'm really happy. I'm really excited that the remaster is coming out. Probably pick that up on the next Steam sale if it's cheap or within the year. But Oroka, if you're looking for if you want to try to get into the adventure genre.
Yeah,
I would recommend Botanicula.
Okay.
Because it's not a lot of times adventure games have really obscure puzzles to them.
Yeah.
To where you have to combine a plunger and toilet paper.
Well, he played The Walking Dead, so he has a.
Yeah, I mean I've done. Yeah, go ahead.
The Walking Dead is a little bit.
It's modernized.
More straightforward. Yeah,
it's streamlined. It's modernized. It's to get you along, to tell you the story.
So there's not a lot of combining and obscurity in what you're supposed to do with the items that you have.
Right.
But Botanicula is one of those more modernized ones where you're just kind of there for the ride.
Yeah.
It's usually pretty cheap on sales. and it's really charming too. So
Cool.
I have the soundtrack.
One
check
last
it out.
thing I want to say. Well, I want to say two last things. Before we start to close out the podcast. Remasters like this, I don't mind. When the games are inaccessible and become difficult to play, that's when remasters are appropriate.
Not
Because
The Last of Us.
what?
Not The
Not
Last
The
of Us.
Last of Us. Not God of War. Not not even Halo. Like Halo 1, okay. Halo 2, but like still, those games are still playable. They're not unplayable.
So you're saying that
Well-
remasters should happen when a game has hit a point where
It's almost inaccessible.
like
See, like-
Metal Gear Solid 1, it was an amazing game to play back when it came out, but playing it now is like fucking what is the goddamn point?
No, I think for people like you and me, we've played Metal Gear Solid so many times. We could load it up on our PlayStation and play it in 1, 2, 3 because we
but it's-
understand how it works. For a modern generation, I agree.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
A remaster should be released, but they do have the Twin Snakes. Once Nintendo releases that, I mean, I guess the problem was with the Twin Snakes is it was a Silicon Knights game. That whole studio is fucked. Like, I don't know who owns the rights to that game anymore. But if
Dennis
Nintendo,
Dyack.
yeah, Dennis Dyack, crazy nut job. But if Nintendo was like, okay, we'll give somebody the source code and they can release it, or we'll finally release the source code for X amount of dollars, or the developer, Silicon Knights, goes, okay, we want to make a little extra money, we'll give you the source code for, I keep saying source code, or at least the developer code for Twin Snakes, and you want to do it and release it on PS4, Xbox One, PS3, and 360, have at it. I think that's smart. I think it makes a franchise more accessible to gamers, and I think it opens up just more opportunities, for people like your son to experience gaming history. Whereas, like, you're not going to break out a GameCube and try to find a CRT TV with 3 auxiliary inputs.
Right.
You know what I
right.
mean?
Yeah.
I did that for Chrono Cross.
Oh, good God.
Nice.
I play that game on my Vita and PS3. But the last question before we close out, I have played Dying Light. Direct your questions towards me. New game, hot new game released today or yesterday if you're
I
watching
don't think
the
it's
podcast
hot.
today.
Yeah.
Nobody likes it.
Nobody likes it.
I think it looks kind of cool. I mean, I talked to Get Your Yayas out.
I just want questions. I've read
Which questions?
Whatever.
I want to see where
questions-
Yorka slept when he came visited you.
No,
Is there a race car bed? Is there a race car bed?
He slept right here in this bed in this floor area.
I can't see it very well though.
I blew up an air mattress that looked like a dick.
No, Robin did. Robin did.
Robin blew up an air mattress for us. No, but a lot of the press I've read on Dead Island is Dying Light is fairly.
You don't even know what the game is.
Yeah, I know. I'm so hammered. No, the press I've read on Dying Light is mostly positive with some negative stuff. Like any game, but if you have any questions about it, I do want to talk about it a little bit. I just want questions. I can give as many answers as I can.
Is like Dead Island was I actually really enjoyed Dead Island for the co-op aspect, and I thought that the game was like it felt like different to me than a lot of other like first person like collaborative type games. And like what are the strengths of Dying Light? Because like when I talked to Get Your Yayas out, he's like, dude, like I've been playing it all night. The game just like he sounds like he's really immersed in it, and I'm assuming it's not the story but the gameplay. So like what is it about the game that is making you be like, yeah, this is a fucking awesome game?
As I explained to you, it's kind of like Condemned mixed with Mirror's Edge. What's enticing me most is, the technology. I'm glad that they canceled the last gen versions because it allowed them to really focus on the PS4, Xbox One and PC versions. It's a really sharp-looking game. Let me just get that out of the way. It's really good-looking game. I put it on par with Advanced Warfare, and Advanced Warfare is a really sharp-looking game. One of the things I really do like is, because of the technology and games like Dead Rising and now Dying Light, is they allow like 20 to Dead Rising allowed hundreds of zombies. You have that first-person view in Dying Light where you have 30 or 40 zombies in view, and it's not about fighting them, it's about running away. And the manner in which you run away in that Mirror's Edge style, where you're hopping over cars and jumping up buildings, and the movement is a little bit like Mirror's Edge, but when it's fluid, it works very well. The combat, like Condemned, unfortunately, the one thing I didn't like about the Dead Island games were that your weapons had a certain, I guess, the resiliency to them before they broke. Right now, that's making the game a little difficult, but within fair reason. It's not like, oh, you take 2 or 3 swipes and the weapon breaks. It's like 8 to 10, and then the weapon's like, okay, I'm out. You got to find something else. And I like the experience bars because they have one for movement and one for combat. When movement works really well, it's better than Mirror's Edge. You're going up buildings, you're jumping up. Like, how they have wooden planks in games where you have to jump up another wooden plank? Like, they have you scurrying up the wooden planks and jumping over cars. And when the movement's fluid, it's fluid. When it's stiff, it's stiff. When you hit a medium ground and you find that happiness, it's nice to see 10 zombies and you're like, all right, I'm getting out of the way and I'm running up a building. The combat is really nice because you can just kick and you just smash a zombie's head in, 1 or 2 swipes. Once you get a zombie in on its head, the head explodes. The nice thing is they have the crafting from Dead Island is back, so you can add, the electricity,
that's kind of cool,
all that kind of shit to your weapons, and it makes it more of a zombie game in a sense where when you have to consistently scavenge and upgrade weapons, it makes everything a little bit more threatening and a little bit more dicey, and it makes the situations a little bit more fun.
It also I was gonna say it also gives off the idea that the game is not taking itself overly serious, which is what I liked about Dead Island, is that it wasn't trying to be like a super serious type game. It was more about the being in the world, having fun, and surviving with your friends.
See, I don't know how deep the story is. The story's trying to take it seriously right now.
Is it? Okay.
And despite the fact, listen, I don't know where the story's gone, and we all laugh at video game stories, but it's decently acted. I don't know if they did mocap or what have you, but it's decently acted. Dialogue's okay. It's bearable, and the voice acting is decent. It's not to a point where I would just go this is disgusting. But, you guys know me. I'm not a video game snob. But when you're in the world, it's about that fun. And finding shit and just kind of cutting loose and all that jazz.
Nice.
The combat's all right. It's a little frivolous. And, when you're in a tight situation, you're in a tight situation. And most of the zombies are avoidable now, but I haven't encountered... The biggest thing about this game is they say the night cycle is where you're supposed to be really threatened. And I haven't gotten there yet, but I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to experience it. Eureka? Bye. Any other questions for Dying Light?
Nope.
I have 40 hours in threes.
Good for you. We'll talk about threes next time you're on. I guess.
Can you jump over buildings like in Crackdown? If I get my experience level up, my moving experience up, I jump over buildings?
I don't know. You get bitten by a zombie very early on, and you get infected. So maybe
Okay.
late game you get you get spring legs.
Were you gonna say Magneto powers?
I was gonna say Magneto powers.
I
I don't
think
know,
that's how
but
zombie fights work.
I would buy it for Magneto.
but the parkour,
Yeah,
but the
that'd be pretty
parkour is very, very fluid. Like when it's very fluid, it's fluid. It's very nice. I mean, I can't
Cool.
complain. I got the game for $16.
Mhm.
I had a GameStop coupon, came into a little bit of extra cash. And
Dying Light was the game that they were releasing season passes for, and
they released the the
Yeah.
guy at GameStop actually told me that was Sony's fault.
Okay.
Sony was sending season passes with full game codes to GameStop, and that's what happened.
so you got a $4 discount.
Yeah, I got a little bit of a, like I said, I had a GameStop gift certificate. I came into, my mom was just like, "Here's $40. I found it. Is this yours?" And I said yes.
Of course.
Who wouldn't? I just said, "Yeah, that's mine." And so like,
And then walk
how-
away with your head down.
yeah, I was like, I don't know where this money came from, but okay. But how could you say no to a game for $16? You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, the frame rate's okay. Controls are a little awkward at first because they use that R1 Mirror's Edge jump, or that R1 L1 Mirror's Edge jump. Otherwise, I'm finding it to be a fun time right now. That remains to be said. And yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. What's one game everyone's looking forward to? Darkspine, go.
Metal Gear Solid 5.
Broken Heil 68.
Guys, so there's 2015 is gonna be a really good year.
One
but
game you're looking forward to.
Uncharted 4.
Minish Drive-By.
Xenoblade?
For the new 3DS?
No. For the Wii U.
Oh, you mean Xenoblade X. Chronicles.
Yeah.
I got
X,
confused for a second. I'm sorry.
What about you,
Yeah, sorry.
Animal?
Batman Arkham Knight. I got I'm buying
yeah.
I'm buying the Batmobile edition and the regular limited edition.
I'm playing all those games, so that's awesome. So I'll be 4 games I'll be playing.
Real quick, can I make a quick confession?
Sure.
I am spending $300 on Arkham Knight in total.
Yeah, but that Batmobile's $200, so
Batmobile, but all right. So my final question is it fair as I'm a huge Batman fan. Like I love Batman. Is it fair to spend like when you spent the $100 at Comic-Con last year on the figure? Like if I'm getting a figure in a game and then I'm getting the Batmobile in the game, is that, as a huge fan, is that a fair thing to say?
well,
So
the
wait,
Batmobile edition's $200. I would have bought it, but it was sold out. So
Yeah, I got-
$200 is bad.
I
How
got-
big is the Batmobile?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe
It's like
the size.
124. It's normal size, like scale car.
I'm assuming it's probably the size. I'm assuming it's
It's
probably
gonna be
like
parked
this.
outside of your house.
Exactly.
No, I mean it's just like regular model. I'll post a picture. I think it's like 124th.
Yeah. Is that fair to say? Like if you spend $300 on something,
So you're getting a Batmobile, a Batman model, and the game.
I'm getting
Plus 2 games.
I'm getting 2 copies of the game. One which we'll auction off on Pedal to the Metal. We will give away for free when the game comes out.
Okay.
So, no favoritism, no nepotism, Darkspine. Or you, Minish Drive-By.
Yeah, I think
You said I was
Yeah.
special.
So that's,
I think $300 seems pretty fair.
If you're a big
buying
f-
2 copies of the game.
if you're a big fan as well. Like I'm trying to cover my tracks here by
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
I'm a big fan of Batman. I'm that big a fan.
Well, I mean,
I'd
2
kiss
copies
his
of the game
ass.
is already 120.
So I'm
right?
essentially yeah, and I'm not buying any other
So.
limited editions this year. I'm kind of done
Sure.
with the limited edition stuff. I got burnt too much last year on what I bought.
How many games did you buy last year?
Is that including
Oh,
Steam
crap.
sales or?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, good God.
How much time you got?
How many? I didn't buy too many console games last year. I bought
Okay.
Alien Isolation. I got Advanced Warfare. A friend got me a GameStop gift card. So does that count that I bought it? If he got me a GameStop gift card for my birthday.
Sure. But yeah.
Okay. But I didn't pay. So I got Alien Ice.
You didn't pay for it. Okay.
I didn't pay for it. I got Alien Ice.
How many did you like buy, and how much like money do you think you spent
last year?
Like, without gift cards.
Last year on console games alone, I probably only spent $600.
Oh God, it's so okay.
I know
Jesus.
I know it's a lot of money. I make a lot of money though, so.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay.
Like,
never mind.
like I didn't.
If you're living within your means.
Like I'm living within my means. Like
Yeah.
He lives at home with his parents.
I pay them. I pay them monthly. No, like I do live at home, but I give my parents a monthly stipend for living here. It's not a lot, but I do give them something, and I do save. I try to save. I make X amount of dollars, and I put away X amount of dollars a week.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fair to say that I'm within I'm within what I've saved, and what I saved last year is within a poor man's salary for a whole year.
I posted a picture of that Batmobile. It's pretty sweet.
Oh. Sorry, I didn't mean to pry into your financial
No.
No.
It's okay.
I was just wondering because everybody's talking like you buy every single game that comes out. And
No, I do buy a lot of games. Like I bought. But the thing is, like, I'm a smart consumer too. Like, I'll wait for games to go on sale. Like, I bought Sniper Elite 3 for $35 at Best Buy. Like, I traded in Need for Speed Most Wanted and got Alien Isolation for $28. I don't trade in games often. Need for Speed. Like, I bought Lords of the Fallen and Sunset Overdrive for $70 because I had Best Buy Reward Zone coupons. There weren't many 3DS games I bought last year. Was Fire Emblem last year? No, Fire Emblem was 2 years ago.
No, that was 2013.
I don't buy many 3DS games, and
They never go down.
they never go down.
They just go up.
And I only buy rare 3DS games. Like I bought Shin Megami when that came out, and I bought Fire Emblem when that came out.
Do you know Ocarina of Time is going for like $65 now?
Good God. Like I'll buy those games when they come out because I know Nintendo only ships in limited quantity, but I don't buy any games for my Vita. I only play the PSN Plus stuff, and the only game I bought for my Vita last year actually was Walking Dead Season 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought I bought 2 console games last year for my Xbox One, and I probably bought 4 for the PS4. I bought Infamous, Alien, Destiny, Watch Dogs, Wolfenstein, and whatever the big releases were. Like I think I buy. I mean, you guys say I buy every big game. And I do.
I buy like a bunch too, but they're mostly from like Humble Bundles. So like I'll pay like $1 and get accumulate just like 6 more games in my Steam library. Yeah.
Like I use Cheap Ass Gamer a lot. I try to squeeze every penny out of wherever I can get coupons or this or that or blah blah blah. And like I said, it's not a point where it's like if I spend $600 on games a year, I'm getting away pretty good. Like $500 to $600. Like I'm doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Especially with the money I'm putting away. Like I put away money in the 5 digits each year.
Yeah. Like I'm okay waiting years and years to buy a game. Like I just bought Gears and I got it for $5.
Yeah, exactly. Like there are some games I will absolutely wait for.
Yeah.
Some like Bloodborne, I'm gonna buy right off the bat. I said I'd wait for Dying Light, but when I saw I could get it for $16, I just said fuck it.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
yeah.
I think Heil is telling us to wrap it up.
Yeah, Heil, we got to wrap it up. I'm sorry. We got into my financial. My routing number for my bank account is
Oh, hold on. Let me get a pen.
But
Heil,
you want to take us out of here?
Yeah. I'd like to thank Dr. Darkspine and Ministry by to joining us. As always, Animal Mother and Hiroki, even though his computer sucks ass.
He was in and out.
Yeah, I was told it was the animal to get us out of here.
Yeah, this is Animal Mother for Heil68 and Darkspine Slayer and
Sacco Boy.
Ministry.
Sacco Boy.
Thank you guys for joining us tonight.
Nanomachines, son.
And everyone be well and safe, and we hope you have a wonderful evening or day or whatever.